Since its launch in August of 2016, No Man's Sky has undergone significant changes and updates, transforming from a controversial release into a beloved and continually evolving space exploration game. Similar to my last two videos talking about the current state of both New World and PlanetSide 2, we're going to be taking a look at the current player base, quickly recap the most notable updates since its release, as well as looking forward into the future of No Man's Sky. So again, let's jump right into it. For those new to No Man's Sky, it's an open-world space exploration game where players can explore procedurally generated universes, gather resources, craft items, build bases, engage in space combat, along with a plethora of other features. The game emphasizes exploration, survival, combat, and trading, offering a vast and diverse experience. First, let's talk about the player base. Since its launch, No Man's Sky has seen fluctuating player numbers after hitting an all-time peak of 212,613 players at its launch, according to SteamDB. Following the disastrous launch, monthly player peaks hit as low as 1,066 players in May of 2017. Despite that, the game returned to hitting peaks of anywhere from 10,000 players all the way to 97,723 players following one of the game's biggest updates, which added full multiplayer support. Currently, the game has sat at around 4,000 to 9,000 peak daily players in the past 30 days, which shows that there is still a dedicated community behind the game. These are only the Steam player numbers as well, so this doesn't take into consideration Xbox or PlayStation users. Now let's go through the major updates that have significantly shaped No Man's Sky since its release and helped the game bounce back following the game's poor launch. The first major update, the Foundation update in November of 2016, introduced base building, farming, freighters, and the ability to own multiple starships. It laid the foundation for future updates, hence the name. The Pathfinder update added vehicles for planetary exploration called Exocraft and introduced base sharing, which allows players to visit each other's bases. Visual improvements and a new permadeath mode were also included. Atlas Rises introduced 30 hours of new story content, procedurally generated missions, improved trading, and the first iteration of multiplayer elements. One of the most significant updates the game has ever received, Next, brought a massive overhaul that introduced full multiplayer, a third-person perspective, and significantly improved graphics and base building. This update was pivotal in reviving interest in the game, especially with a larger player base as the game was brought to Xbox One. The Abyss update focused on underwater exploration. This update added new underwater biomes, creatures, submarines, and elements to enhance the underwater aspect of the game. The Visions update diversified planetary biomes, added even more varied creatures, and introduced new types of hazardous weather, increasing the environmental diversity of the game. Another game-changing update, Beyond, introduced VR support, expanded multiplayer with the Nexus Social Hub, and made substantial quality-of-life improvements. The Synthesis update focused on refining existing features, adding new customization options, ship upgrades, and inventory management improvements. The Living Ship update introduced organic, living spaceships, and a new questline to grow and nurture these ships, adding a unique aspect to space exploration. The Exomech update added pilotable mechs like the Minotaur Exomech, allowing players to explore planets in new ways and tackle hostile environments more effectively. The Desolation update introduced derelict freighters, turning them into explorable, haunted environments with procedurally generated interiors and story elements. The Origins update significantly expanded the diversity of planetary environments, weather conditions, and introduced new flora and fauna. This update aimed to make every planet feel more unique and vibrant. Released alongside next-gen consoles, the Next Generation update improved graphics and performance, adding 32-player multiplayer on supported platforms, and included crossplay and save game migration across generations. The Companions update allowed players to adopt and train alien creatures as pets, adding a new layer of interaction and companionship. The Expeditions update introduced seasonal community events with unique missions and rewards, designed to bring players together in shared, time-limited adventures. The Prisms update brought visual updates including improved lighting, reflections, and texture quality with things like volumetric lighting, screen space reflections, DLSS support for NVIDIA graphics cards, and more, making the game more visually appealing as well as creating more diverse environments in the process. The Frontiers update introduced settlements that players can manage and grow, adding new layers of gameplay involving community management and town building. The Sentinels update overhauled combat systems, introduced new enemy types, added more weapons, more combat mechanics, and added the ability to reprogram and command-friendly drones. This update also added support for AMD FSR for AMD graphics card users, and on top of that, No Man's Sky was released on the Nintendo Switch. The Outlaws update introduced outlaw systems, space piracy, and the ability to recruit and lead a squadron of pilots, enhancing the game's space combat dynamics. The Endurance update dramatically expanded freighter-based building, adding exterior platforms, organic living frigates, and more varied deep space environments. Update 4.0, or the Waypoint update, brought extensive quality of life improvements, balancing changes, and the introduction of custom game modes, offering players more control over the gameplay experience. It also added smaller things like trade rockets, AMD FSR 2.0 support, and many other quality of life improvements to other systems that were already in the game. The Fractal update added support for PlayStation VR 2, new expeditions, and a host of visual and performance improvements like previous updates. The Interceptor update focused on Sentinel interceptors, adding new ships, corrupted worlds, and fresh combat mechanics. The Singularity update introduced new story elements and unique rewards tied to the community expeditions, but more importantly brought support for No Man's Sky on the macOS platform for anyone who is interested in playing on their Mac. The Echoes update expanded the narrative with new missions and characters and improved the visual and functional aspects of existing gameplay mechanics. The Omega update targeted new and veteran players with a brand new expedition and numerous gameplay updates. And then the most recent update, Orbital, introduced starship customization and new space station mechanics, offering more depth to the space exploration and combat. As of 2024, No Man's Sky remains a vibrant and active game, with HelloGames continuously rolling out updates and engaging with the community. The player base remains relatively strong, supported by the game's availability on multiple platforms including PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and even Mac. As of 2024, No Man's Sky stands as a testament to one of the most remarkable comeback stories in gaming history. HelloGames have hinted at future updates that will continue to expand the game's universe and improve the player experience. These updates are expected to include even more quality of life improvements, additional story content, and further enhancements to graphics and gameplay mechanics. Although updates have been pretty frequent over the past 8 years since the game's release, it is to be expected that updates may end up slowing down following HelloGames' announcement of Light No Fire at the Game Awards 2023, which is said by HelloGames to be a game about adventure, building, survival, and exploration together. Set on a fantasy planet the size of Earth, it brings the depth of a role-playing game to the freedom of a survival sandbox. This game seemingly takes many of the best aspects of No Man's Sky and puts them into a game that HelloGames wants to perfect. As of right now, there is no set release date for Light No Fire, but many speculate that the game may come towards the end of this year or beginning of next year. There's also not too much information about the game so far, but hopefully more information is released soon. And if you are looking forward to Light No Fire, let me know in the comment section down below. In conclusion, No Man's Sky has evolved significantly since its initial release, and it is shown by the dedication of HelloGames to their community and vision. Everyone has heard of the success story that No Man's Sky has become, and games and developers like this are something that are hard to find nowadays. If you've never tried No Man's Sky, I would highly suggest trying it out, and if you've missed the past few updates or past few years of updates, definitely re-download the game and check it out and explore the vast universe that No Man's Sky has to offer. As always, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.